Hi guys, Michelle from Petee's Power Hour back. And yay, today season 2 came out, so check that out. It's about lambic beer. I never thought I would ever do an episode about beer because I don't have enough energy in my brain to hold beer information like the way I do with alcohol and wine. But it's fun and it's something new for me to learn, which I'm really excited about. So I think there'll be a couple more beer stuff incorporated into the podcast in the future, and maybe even into these stupid little vlogs. So check it out. Check out Jeffrey. He was fun. So lots of fun, stupid facts. But in my little vlog today, it's been a couple days, and I was trying to think of like other different things I wanted to talk about here. And I decided on high proof whiskey. Yeah. So this one's from Rowans Creek. This is something that I've had like randomly on my liquor shelf. It's distilled in Bardstown, Kentucky, which, bourbon is really famous for. But what makes this kind of cool, I guess not really cool, is it's 50% alcohol by volume, so it's 100 proof. And so high proof things have really started to become of fashion lately. And some purists think that, oh my God, if you're not drinking cask strength or barrel strength whiskey or scotch or whatever it is, bourbon, then you're not having the true expression of the stuff, of the liquor. And it's like, okay, I'm sure. So what does that mean whenever something is high proof or high cask strength? What they do after they've distilled it and after they've let it hang out in its barrel for a couple years or whatever it is, however long they want, then they will add a little bit of water to the liquor to bring down the proof. Now, the quality of water has a lot of contributing factors into the final product, but this adding of water is also determined by the master distiller. How much water is put into it? How low do they want to go to the proof? Typically, they want to standardize is about 40 proof or 80%. That's like the general rule of thumb. But some places will add it so it's a little bit higher proof, so you're getting a little bit more of that alcohol. So what does that mean for you as the consumer? If I'm drinking a high proof, does that just mean I'm just going to get drunk faster? Well, yes, it does. But it also, that higher proof is also kind of means you're kind of getting more of the base product. So the quality of the grain, the quality of the barrel that they're using, many different other things that will result in the final product of the spirit. So the purists say that because you're adding another element to the final product, that you're taking away from all the other wonderful things that go into making a whiskey or any other alcohol. I mean, besides vodka, we don't have high proof vodka. That's general high level thought process for this. For me, I've had quite a few cask strength scotches and whiskeys, and they can be really wonderful. But what also a lot of times happens is you have this high proof and you add a little bit of water to the glass anyway in order to bring it down, because what happens is when it's so high proof is it blows in your face. It's like, oh my God, that is pure alcohol. And how do I get all the nuances of that whiskey into, how do I enjoy it at that level? Because cask strength is not cheap, unfortunately, especially when it comes to scotches. They're definitely not the cheapest bunch of the group. So, I mean, it's like so many things. I think cask strength is great. It's a very good expression of the whiskey. Do I think it's sort of this, not necessarily fad, but people sort of gravitate towards with alcohol and sort of fads and sort of things oh my God, I have to have it because everybody else likes it. It's yeah, you should try it, but don't be afraid of something like the second one I have, which is I've done before on this, is Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is fantastic, and it's at 45% alcohol versus the one I'm going to taste here, which is at 50%. I mean, you're thinking like, well, 5%, that's not much of a difference. Well, it can be a big difference, especially when you in terms of the flavor profiles and what kind of bouquet you're getting into the spirit. So here we go. So Rowans Creek, straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Using a lot of corn in this bad boy. And already right off the bat, lots of burn of alcohol. So versus the Buffalo Trace, like I don't get that initial kick in the face. Like the Bardstown, the higher proof one, even at 5% more alcohol, because I didn't have any cask strength ones, that's okay. It's not as the Buffalo Trace is not as a punch in the face as the little bit higher proof. And it's amazing how much a small difference will make. So like the Buffalo Trace, a little bit more fruity. Rowans Creek, I feel like you feel a lot more of the barrel, feel a lot more of the burn of the alcohol. That kind of tickles your nose kind of burn. It's taste. Not 12 o'clock in the afternoon today. It's more closer to 5. Whew. Very strong. Still very clean. Lots of fruit notes to it. I get a warmth coming down into my chest, not a burn in the throat, so very good quality. Really nice. I love the Rowans Creek. Because of the higher proof, it does have a lot of sweetness to it. So I think that balances it out for me. And people probably think like, oh my God, Michelle just likes sweet things. No. Versus like the Buffalo Trace, that again, lower proof. Much more citrusy. You know, like with the Bardstown, you get a lot more wholer fruits, like more of that cherry, versus the Buffalo Trace, you get a little more citrus notes to it. Again, I think a lot of that has to do with the barrel and the higher proof. But I just wanted to show and sort of rant as an example that higher proof doesn't necessarily mean it's better. The Buffalo Trace, I think, is still great at a little bit lower proof. Just because it's not cask strength doesn't necessarily mean you should, bat your eye against it, or I don't know the expression is. But I've enjoyed both, and I think you can appreciate both too. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Each has its place in the industry. For cocktails, I kind of tend a little bit more towards the higher proof, just because I can add those citrus and those sweeter fruit notes or anything else like that into the cocktail whenever I'm building the cocktail. So, it depends on what you're going for. It depends on what flavors you want. But both are excellent. Both are fantastic. And one's a higher proof. So I'm just going to get drunk more off of this, which is fine. But yeah, I feel like don't be mean to people who don't like cask strength. Cask strength can be quite tough to get past. It's an acquired taste. So be nice. That's really what I'm trying to say, I think. Just be nice and enjoy many different things and decide for yourself what you like. If you like cask strength, more power to you. Fantastic. That's a lot more money spent just because you're getting less volume per alcohol in the bottle. Like, it's definitely a pure expression. They're not adding any water, so more power to you. But yeah, that's my rant for today. I hope you enjoy these. I enjoy doing them. I'll continue to move on, but check out Petee's Power Hour. There's a link in the description. New episode about lambic beer with Jeffrey. We get to talk about Brettanomyces and how much I really hate Brett. So check it out. Bye, guys.